Hey everyone, Tracy Armstrong here again. I'm excited to bring you another process video. I'll be using bits and pieces from the Project Life add-on Zeus, as well as a few shop items. So I went ahead and printed out all the photos that I was going to use. I like to load them into Photoshop and then add them to a blank 8.5 by 11 piece of paper. This way I can fit 6 3x4s or 2 4x6s and 2 3x4s onto one piece of paper. Whenever I include enlarged pictures, I like to add a faint line in Photoshop so I know what to cut along. This especially helps so that I can see where my photo is going to get broken apart in the page protector configuration. By fitting as many pictures to the paper as I can, I avoid having a lot of wasted photo paper left over. So now that all of my pictures have been cut apart, now it's time to figure out where I want them to go. With the enlarged photo, it was pretty easy to tell where everything was going to go, but as you can see, I kind of messed up on the order of the pictures. But that's what I love about being able to scrapbook pocket style. I mess something up, I can easily just take it out of the pocket and put it in the right place. I really love full page photos. They're one of my favorite things to include in my spreads. For the left-hand side of the page, I took all of the pictures and little bits and pieces that I wanted to use and I laid them on top of the page protector. This way it's really simple to move things around and see where you want them to go. I like to make sure that my spreads have a nice balance to them. I guess it would help if I had the page protector the right way. I printed some journaling out onto vellum and I'm going to place that over top of some patterned paper just to give it a little bit of texture. The 4x6 paper pads are a great add-on to pick up each month. I love that it gives me a little bit of extra pattern paper and it's really easy to cut the cardstock down to 3x4. So I picked out a couple of the black and white patterned papers and so I cut them down to 3x4 because that is the size that I'm using. And I actually just messed up right here. I wanted that one to not be the bold black and white pattern, so I had to do a little peeling off. Unfortunately, I ruined that piece of paper. But you know what? Mistakes happen, and I was just too excited about the pattern paper. Instead of gluing or stapling the vellum to the pattern paper, I added a little gold paper clip. The little picture that I'm adding here is actually something that I took from Facebook. Taylor Swift had a pretty funny Valentine's post and it kind of fit perfectly because on Valentine's Day I did go to Starbucks. So I wanted to add a little bit of gold stitching to this triangle card. So what I did is I don't actually have a sewing machine, so I do everything by hand. So what I did is I basically just took the needle and poked some holes in the pattern that I wanted and I just stitched away. It can be a bit more time consuming than if you had an actual sewing machine, but I actually think it's kind of fun to just do it all by hand. It adds a great little detail to your pages. So the back of the card is pretty messy. I kind of stitched all over the place, but the pattern on the front looks good, so I'm happy. I was just about done with my spread, and then I remembered that I picked up these really cool color theory labels. These ones are in flamingo, because of course hot pink is kind of my favorite color, apart from gold and black and white. The one that I added on top of the pink ombre card says good stuff. I was debating between stapling it and using my solid glue runner, but I thought I already had the gold paper clip and the gold stitching on the triangle card, so I just used the solid glue runner to add the label right on top of the card. And with that final little detail, this spread is complete. I really hope that you enjoyed this quick little process video, and I look forward to doing more in the future. Be sure to follow me on Instagram and check out my blog to see more of the things that I create.